Welcome. Good day, good morning, good afternoon. All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Another opportunity to get together and come into the markets. Thank you so much for all of your provisions, for all of your blessings, family, friends. Thank you for your kindness, your goodness, your grace, and your mercy. Just thank you for everything that you're doing in our lives. You're such a good Father to us. And I just ask for wisdom and discernment as we go and execute some trades in the market this morning. In Jesus' name, amen. Heck. Internet. Where's my internet scene? Okay, just hold on with me for a second. I'm going to have to just reload an internet window. Seriously good volatility today. I'm pretty excited to go and trade, but I need to get new internet window so we can check the news together. All right, let's try that again. Internet, are we working now? Oh, no. The heck. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. Internet window, get rid of that. And then reload it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Back on track. So let's, no, it's not Tuesday. It's It's Wednesday. Why is this coming up with Tuesday? Forex Factory is being a little weird. Oh, nice. Okay. We got non-farm employment change in 10 minutes. That's going to be excellent. And then at 10 a.m., we've got ISM services. So this should be a really good morning. The market is already pumping with participants. And, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to go to Alveo before we've got like 10 minutes before the news. So I just want to do a little bit of measuring, and I want to use Alveo because Alveo is a little bit nicer to do some drawing on the charts. So let's just see you guys. Hey Joe, okay, hey Vin, nice to have you this morning, afternoon for you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing really well. I'm just checking my MT5 balance. We're starting at, make sure I got that balance in there. 10,133. 10,133.51. Okay, got that in there. I'm going to get back to Alveo. Not as good. Uh-oh, what's going on, Vin? Made some green and lost some. Is it just trading that's not so good at the moment, or is there some other life things that are hurting? So what I want to do this morning, just a little bit different, because we've got so much volatility, the market's a little bit different. The environment is a little different than what we've had over the past couple of weeks. So what I want to do is I want to show you how we measure the price cycles and get ourselves in sync with these price cycles so that we're not losing, because it is very easy to lose when you get a market that's doing what it is. It is not a scary market. It's not an uncertain market. It's just an unfamiliar um, landscape. Let's just say that it's a little bit of an unfamiliar landscape. So let's measure some price cycles. So I'm going to put some up legs from pivot to pivot using the drawing tools in Alveo. And we're going to just measure these price cycles, and we're going to gain some averages, and those averages are going to help us to calculate how we're going to do some trading. So this one is not finished yet. Let's just put something over here for the moment. So those are some up legs. And let's do some down legs over here. Put these down legs on the chart, and then we're going to get a compilation of averages of both up cycles and down cycles. Just like this. Just make sure you're still with me here. Yes, it's been sideways. Yeah, some like you're just saying, the trading has just been a bit difficult for you. It's been sideways. The market or just your personal trading has been a bit sideways. Okay, well, we're gonna create some more understanding this morning with these price cycles. Okay, so now we've got a compilation of average cycles laid out on the chart. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these price cycles and we're just going to move them. I think it might be better to just put them over here. Yeah, let's put them over here. So we're going to take all these price cycles and we're going to put them at one starting point, like this. going on. This is an important exercise so that we can keep ourselves in sync with the market and its moves. If we don't understand this, we're going to get hurt. All right, so there's the down cycles, and then let's put a compilation of the up cycles also. Is there room over here? Yeah, there's just enough room here. We'll do it right in this spot. So we're going to take all these up cycles and start them all at the same point. Just like that. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cycles. The previous 6 down cycles are stacked over here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got the previous up cycles all stacked over here. And now we can go and measure these. And so we can see that over here, if we take to where the majority of the shorter legs are coming in, they're 20 pips. And so our average price cycles, we can make 20 pips is the low average of these cycles. And if we go to the end here, we can maybe take the last couple. We could say we're at 35 or even 45 pips. 35 to 45 pips is the high end of our average price cycles. So 20 pips on the short side, all the way up to 45 on the larger side. So if we want to gain probability, increasing our take profits from 2 to 3 pips, we can even go more because it's so common for us to be hitting 20 pips with our price cycles. It's very easy for the market to hit 20 pips right now. So let's check with the upward cycles. Let's measure them. We can see that the shorter averages are right in about 20. We've even got 25 on some of the upward price cycles over the last few hours. So the upward cycles are even a little bit stronger than the down cycles, which is a little bit interesting, right? Because we had such a strong down push over the past couple days. The buyers are coming in just a little stronger. We've got about 25 pips on the short side of the averages for the upward cycles, and all the way up to 50 pips or so on the upward cycles. So let's just put that in a little box, a little text here. Bear cycles are at 20 to 40 pips. And then let's do another one. Bull cycles are at 25 to 50 pips over the last few hours. Okay. John showed us this and Ron, but it's been a long time. Okay, good. So you're somewhat familiar with that. It's good to do this. Like this is a very good practice. So does that make sense? Does it look like you're understanding what's happening with the price cycles and what the averages are at? Does that seem to click in your mind? This is super important to understand this. This is probably what makes the market go from random to completely organized in your mind. When I look at the charts, there's no randomness to the chart when I look at the chart. The chart's not random. And it's because I'm understanding these cycles. And if you don't understand these, it will appear to be random. This is the language of the market. And when we can dissect it and start to break it down so that we can understand the language, then it becomes much easier to trade with. So this is okay. Yeah, it's making sense. That's good. That is critical to understand. And because we know that those cycles are so big, we want to adjust our trading to fit those. So right now, like I had just bumped up my stop losses to 50 pips. Like when we started getting these bigger, like I think a couple days ago, the start of this week, because I knew that over the weekend we had, the war stuff going on, and I'm just familiar with this stuff already, but I should have done this at the start of the week so that we could break it down and understand what's happening. But we have a much better layout of cycles over the past day. So this is actually just a really good demonstration so we can improve our own trading going forward from here. So for now, I'm just going to bump these take profits back up to 50. And you can see that 3 pips, if I come over here and measure into these price cycles, 3 pips easily fits in here, right? Like we can go all the way up. Like if you were to do 10 pips, you would still hit 10 pip take profits quite easily with cycles like this. So if you would like, you can bump up your take profits to 5, 10 pips, and you're going to hit them very often, all the way up even to 20. But just also know that if you go all the way up to the average of 20, it's also going to take you an average of 40 minutes to get there. 35 bars, so 35 to 40 minutes, and you'll hit your 15, 20 pip price cycles. So I'm going to still keep my take profits in the 3 pip range because I want to hit profits intra-candle in the minute. If I can land a couple trades in 1 minute, that's just what I want. And I'm going to leave my stop losses wide, 50 pips, to accommodate these big 50 pip price cycles. Just know that the smaller take profits that you keep on, the easier it is to over leverage yourself. It's just, it teases you into trading more and clicking more when you have smaller take profits. So with that understanding, let's just go do some trading. So I've got 50 pip stop losses, which we don't intend on using, and 3 pip take profits. I'm just going to make sure my MT5 is, because I'm going to go back over to MT5 and finish trading. My goal with us is to level up. Here, I'm going to go back over to MT5 with you. So this account now, all we got to hit is $500 in this account, and then we get a live 10K trading account. So we're up to $133 starting off today. So we have less than $400 to make, and we can make this a live account. And my plan was that we would get this live account, and then we might keep trading it, or I might move over to just demonstrate over on Alveo. I was just hoping that Alveo would there wouldn't be any more glitching or bugs on it by the time that we had attained a live trading account. So that's kind of my plan from now. So let's finish trading with MT5, the FTMO prop account, until we get this up to $500, and then we can get a live trading account. And then we'll see just what time it takes us to get there, and we'll see how Alveo is doing, make sure it's not too glitchy, and then maybe we'll shift over. Just because I really like it. It's nice to draw on. It looks good. When it's working properly, it's just my favorite platform. So, but for now, let's just do what we've been doing for the past few weeks. And we'll hop in here. We've got our variables at 50 pip stop loss and 3 pip take profit. And let's break down. Okay, so we're supposed to have news there, weren't we? A few minutes ago. We didn't really get anything out of that. Let's just break down the chart from the daily. So now, the start of this week, we've had 2 strong bear candles come in. The bears have really pushed the first 2 days, and now we've had a really good rebound as we're coming into the middle of the week. And we just measured that we saw that the upward price cycles more recently are actually stronger than the bear price cycles. So I think we're safe to play actually both sides of the market right now. They're similar in their moves and their cycles, and yeah, we can make money on both sides. So that's the daily. We broke this pivot over here. And then we've held above it though. So the bulls are in here and the bears are also in here. Let's go down to the hour chart. And if we just take this, we can see that over the past bunch of hours, we've got these cycles. They're like 30 pips or so. And it's trying to climb back up, trying to make a rebound from the start of the week. Let's go back down to the 1-minute chart. And we've got a huge range that we're in. 28, 29, 28 pips of range in here. So now that we've got a down leg coming in to the market, I'm going to play both sides of the market and we'll just be unbiased this morning. So we've had a 12 pip pullback on an up leg. So let's just go long right here. And that target is in a good spot. And we're right in the middle of the range right now. So anywhere in here, we could see some bouncing up and down. All right, we could probably put a trend line in here. That might give us a couple clues as to where we might see some support come in. So our 50 pip stop losses are down here. That should give us lots of space. And now we're right on this. So we're going to go long right here again. Right in the middle of that range. And then we could put another line right in here. Got these highs over here, another high, and then we've got these bottoms of this range. This is going to be a really good spot for support. You know, I think I actually do prefer to stay a little bit more on the long side than the bear side, the short side. Just there's so many support points to take us upward. So we'll stay on the long side for a little bit. We just took profits there. It's a nice start. We're just within a couple minutes. We're making money. We could put another line probably right in here. Got lows, 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 lows over here. That would be a good support point. We're just making a new data point right as we speak right here. So now we've got some lines to play off of. So we know where we're trading. And we can short at the tops. But if we do, we're running out of data. We've got to go all the way back over here to find data. So it becomes less relevant the further to the left it is. So we've got lots of support points in the short term underneath to go long, but we have less points to work with if we're going to go short. Doesn't mean we can't do it. It's just the probability goes down just a little bit. So if we're going to short, this would be a good spot to find some resistance, overhead resistance. Okay, we got both targets hit. Let's go back 1 minute for a sec. If this pulls back, I'm going to go long again because we've made a pretty good bottom in there. As soon as it dips down, I'm going to go long right here. Yeah, let's just go back to putting some lines if we're going to play the short side. If. So we've got these highs that have come in. There. But yeah, it's just, we're doing better with support. We'll get much more help if we go on the long side than if we are on the short side. So we want to stay with the highest probability, and we've got the most probability going long because there's so much more help to support the long side. There's less help to keep the market down at the moment, just because we've got all these higher lows coming in. So let's just stay on the long side for now. There's plenty of opportunities, so we can just be picky. We don't have to manufacture any positions. You're long too. Good. We should be good. Do you have some to take profits on, or are you just going to try and take them manually, or do you have like a target you're trying to get to, a price level? Just below 5 minute resistance. Yeah, okay. You're just trying to make it to those old highs, those tops. It's a good spot. All right, so this target is a little bit out of place there. Let's just bring that down and see if we can hit it before it's got to break that high. Yeah, see, it just missed it. I'm gonna go long right here. And now that target's in a really good spot. Finn's trying to get to 1.166. 0.1665. I've got my top at 548. Yeah, but yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just a little bit above there. Should have no problem getting there at some point during this session, I would think. Okay, so place another trade. There's a target hit. Really good volatility. This is super good. And that last target's right on that high, so we should get it, and it doesn't have to break the high, just test it. So there we go, another target hit, and it is breaking it. And look at the size of this candle too. Like, this is really good trading. So we got that candle alone is over 6 pips. So let's just go long again. I feel like this is going to be a really good day of trading. We've got a good layout of the market. We know our price cycles, and we've got lots of movement. Okay, we got stuck here for the past couple minutes. It comes back down, we can get into another trade on this new pivot right in here. Get into one, get into another one, then we'll get into a couple down here, a couple more down here, right here. Let's go along right there. puts that target in a decent spot. And then one more at that pivot. And we got a target hit. Yeah, this is really good trading. Look at these candles. Like in comparison to even an hour ago, we had this big run up. That big run up was, oh, come on. 25 pips up, but now we've got a little range that's going back and forth quickly of 6, maybe even 8 pips with this little pivot here. So this is really good for at least my type of trading. This is really good. See if we can get another one if it comes back down here. Just get a finger on the trigger. If it pops down just a bit more. It is making higher lows, so I'm just going to add one right here. You got higher lows coming in here, so I don't know if it's going to come down to the line. It might still. If it does, I've just got to wait till it goes down to the next one, but I think we're going to see a bit of a higher low coming in. And a target hit. That was perfect. Yeah, well, looks like it is just 2 of us today. Well, hopefully Larry's okay. I'm trying to get some other people to come join us, but it's just not happening yet. I think I need to put out some more videos on my YouTube channel in order to get a little bit more interest in the algorithms. So probably going to work on that maybe the rest of the week. Oh, he's traveling, right? Yeah. But I'm planning to share what happened to me in the end of 2025 because I had a really important learning lesson at the end of 2025. And it was a psychology lesson that I needed to hear. And that was, for me, I had to not place any expectations of outcome. As soon as I started placing expectations of outcome, I would crash and crash really hard. And so it's been one of the most important lessons for me personally is to never expect anything for an outcome. And that's why I don't have daily goals. Like I can tell you at the end of the day that I have averages on about how much I can make, but setting an expectation or a daily goal always just hurts me. And so that's just something that I've had to learn for myself. And that lesson was a hard one, and I had been doing really well at the end of 2025, but I had wanted to achieve, hold on, let's go along here, get one more in this range. I really wanted to level up my accounts by Christmas time. And I was starting to not, like, I was running out of time, and I started to mess up my trading, and I messed up my trading so bad because I had this goal of trying to level up the account before Christmas. And it was a disaster. I lost so much so fast. And so that lesson is what I think I'm gonna do my YouTube video on, and just share my experience of that lesson, because I think that lesson will probably hit home for a lot of people also. I can't be the only one that affects. And I picked up a tip from this extremely good trader. He's with the APRA fund as well. His name is Jean-Francois, and he's in west coast of Canada. And he was the one that I picked up the tip of creating an average daily yield so that you know what you make often on the day, rather than having a daily goal, because he's already seen the problems with setting a daily goal. So I found him a little bit later coming up with this topic already, and he said he came up with the term average daily yield to know what you just generally make, rather than setting a goal to hit. You had a similar experience as you shared before, yeah. So, I mean, for me, it's detrimental to have a goal. I just follow my rules and then get what I get. And as long as I do that, I'm okay. I keep moving forward. But absolutely detrimental for me to expect that I should get something out of the market. Vin, I was also thinking this coming Friday, I won't be able to trade with you guys in the morning. We're family's going to an aquarium, so it's going to be a really fun family day. So I can't trade with you guys in the morning. So okay, so we've got 3 layers within this consolidation range. Yeah, thank you. Should be a good time. All right, just taking profits on that bottom trade. And the market's trying to turn at the moment. See if it will turn. See how this bar closes. So we have an apex, a nadir candle right here. And let's grab another long right on here on the bottom. And we broke above, or we just broke it, but then closed below this low. So we're not really getting a turn out of that just yet. Good chance we're gonna break this bottom, make a new low. Just there we did. So now this could potentially end up being a nadir candle. And so we created a new low with that candle. So now if we can break above that spot, we can find the turn. And so really the accumulation of price really is on this spot right here. So if we can break above those bodies, especially the body of the nadir candle now, then we should see a turn, which we're seeing right now. Just missed our target. And we've got a close above. So now it's official 3-bar reversal. The turn has been confirmed. Whoa. Okay, we hit that target. Big wicks on the hourly. Pull up the hourly. Yeah, on the tops. We had one big one way over here, but we definitely got some big wicks on these candles. For sure. Those have like 15, almost 20 pips of wick on those tops of the candles. So that could lead to a down leg. I think we should at least come back up to the halfway mark on the push down, which would take us up to that 1.1678 or 1.68 level up here. I think we should get there to test the halfway point, but we may not. We might just get a run down off of there. Okay, grab another long right here. Okay, starting to see an engulfing candle come in off of that low, and not quite an engulfing candle, engulfing the body. So now we might be seeing that this could be the nadir, this bear candle. So there's a target hit, and now we're just breaking that candle being the nadir candle. So now we'll maybe see if we get a turn this time. I'm gonna get ready for it to push down again. I'm gonna buy it right here. I was a little bit slow on that dip, but that target's still under that wick. I wanted it down here. I'm gonna go one more. That was where I wanted it. So again, I gotta hold. I don't want to oversize, and it's coming back down again. So we'll get another position in on this line, right in here. And then I overspent a little bit on that upper spot, so I can't go in anymore. I would have gone into here, but I spent a little bit too much up there, so I gotta wait now. I'll go into a couple trades if it goes all the way down here. So if this drops more, we'll put in 2 trades down here. And then as that bounces back up, we'll probably start taking some losses on the trades that are up here if we go lower. So we'll just have to see. Just missed our target. And it's because those bodies right there, that target was just a little bit too far away. That target should have been more like this. And we would have hit it because it would have bounced under those bodies right there. So we'll just bring that target down just a little, see if we get another opportunity to hit it. All right, gonna try it again. And stalling a little bit right at the tops again. But we've got the target just inside the wick now. And oh, it just bounced it. You can see that that's playing in real time, that resistance, that overhead resistance right here on the 1 minute chart. So we're just seconds away from the new hour. So we could see a little bit of volatility coming back in. Maybe a pivot or maybe a continuation down, but should see some new players start participating. Okay, so tried to make another new low, which it has, but the candles popped right back up above the level. So we've got a false break to the downside if this candle closes up, and it did. Closing back above this level. So we'll see if it can now stage a turn and head back up, or if it's going to try and break down again. But with that wick on the bottom, it's kind of indicating that should see a bit of upward pressure. I've just been grinding down for the past 16 pips. Definitely could have made money on both sides through all that. Okay, just trying to make a new low. Strong candle close to the downside. Good chance we're going to go and try this level now. Okay, just getting my finger on the trigger, getting ready to buy as it hits that bottom. Slowly making its way down. If we can get one more push, then I'll add, try and fade the bottom. Okay, it's struggling to get down to the bottom, so I'll probably just add one if it makes another push lower, and then save one more to get down to the red line. But it could be creating a higher low right as we speak. And that is staging a turn, so I didn't really get one in there. That's okay. If this is a bottom, we know that we can expect 20 pips back up easily, right? From the price cycles that we had been measuring when we started out today. So 20 pips coming back up is easy for the market today. Okay, strong turn candle. 1 minute chart, really strong turn. So there's a target hit. If we get a big candle in here, I'll probably short it also. But not if it just marches its way back up. So if it goes really fast, we'll maybe short it. If it just keeps marching up, we'll just stick with the longs. Okay, so now I've got a leg back up. So if it dips down, I'll buy it. So we've got this pivot. Come on. We've got a pivot low right here. And now we've run up 11 pips. So now we've got a turn. So now the first pullback on the retrace on this first turn leg, this is where I like to buy. This is a good trade setup that I take all the time. So it pulls back in here. I'm going to buy it again. It's a high probability trade setup. I don't know if it's going to pull back enough though, because we've got this now all acting as support, which doesn't really allow me enough room to get a trade in before the highs or below this. This red line would be ideal to get targets in below that red line. Okay, it's starting to pull back. I'm going to add one right here, and that target comes in before the red line, so that's perfect. I'm going to add another one because this is an A plus setup for me. So I'll just hold there. Just place one extra trade. And as that market comes back down below that red line, starts to decrease the chances of that trade setup starting to fall apart, but we're just hanging on to it at the moment. David's just come in. Hey, good morning, David. Nice to have you with us. This is the euro dollar. We're looking at the euro dollar right now. I'll back out here and just show you what we're doing. So this is on MT5. We're just trading on MT5 right now, but this morning, I'll show you what we did when we first came in. We've got this range that we're trading at the moment, but I'm going to pull up Alveo because what we did this morning was really important to understand the landscape of the market. So we're going to go back over to Alveo. Just get my face out of the way for a sec. So we had measured all these bear cycles in the market. So this cycle, this cycle, this cycle, all these downward cycles, and we stacked them up all in one spot. And then we did the same with all the up legs, all these up cycles, and we put all of them across here, and then we stacked them all together so we can see what the average price cycles look like, the time and the price. And we found that the bear cycles are actually just a little bit smaller than the bull cycles that have been coming in. We've actually been seeing some bigger bull cycles. So we've been playing a little bit more to the bull side, going long on the euro dollar. And we found that even the ranges, the cycles have been 20 pips. So if we were to measure the cycles here, it's very easy for the market to get to 20 pips. And then on the high end, we had 40 pips on the bear cycles. And then here on the bull cycles, very easy to get 20, even 25 pips on the bull cycles, and then all the way up to 50 pips. So those are those averages. So we know that when those cycles come in, it's very easy for these legs to come back in. It's very easy for it to move back up 20 pips. And so we could expect that this market will go and try these highs one more time, or again at some point. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We've been just fading this market, buying the dips as it drops. So now I'll go back over to MT5. You miss Alveo. Yeah, Alveo is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's my favorite trading platform, absolutely. It's really good to have you this morning. Thank you for joining in. We've got Vin with us this morning as well. He's our other guy. He's been with us, well, pretty much since the start when I started this weeks ago. He's been here every day. And we sometimes have another guy with us too, Larry, and he's just traveling at the moment. But just a small crew at the moment. And so this is where we're at now on the euro dollar. And David, since you're just showing up this morning, the way that I trade, I stack my trades in layers in like an inverse V. So as the market goes against me, my layers get bigger and bigger. And I've got 50 pip stop losses on right now that are down here. The idea is that we don't ever need to use those. This is what I call active risk management. So as the market starts to come back in favor, we'll take losses when the market's coming back to us rather than when the market goes against us. So that's what I'm demonstrating. It is not necessarily the way that you should trade or that you ought to trade this way, but I'm just demonstrating how I do it, and you can just take the principles and the concepts and apply them to yourself in your own situation, because everybody has their own view of the market, and the way we trade, our personalities are all different. So you gotta just do what you can to find your own system that works for you. I don't know if you maybe you already have your own system that's working well. I remember you're saying that you're doing some paper trading, so that's really good. But if you haven't found a system, I should show you guys my, oh, maybe I can actually. Hold on one sec. I have my my trading plan right beside me. So I'm gonna just grab my webcam here and just see if I can just show it to you. Here we go. I haven't done this before, but I think this will work. So I will show you guys this document. Like maybe I'll pull it up in my docs and I can pass it over to you guys. But this is essentially my trading system. So if I'm buying the market, I buy heavier and heavier and heavier all the way to my stop losses. So my maximum size is down here, and then my stop losses are right behind there. So that's how I manage the risk. It's not martingale where you just keep going and going and going. I have stop losses. It's just that the idea is that we don't hit the stop losses most of the time. It's just like an emergency ejection type thing. So that's the system that I'm demonstrating and showing you guys this morning. Well, every day. So just put that back here, and I can, if you want it, I'll find a way to get it to you guys. Maybe I can email it or something. Yeah, Kevin's method. Yeah, it's really similar to his. It is very similar to Kevin's. So we're just in a waiting game right now. See if we get that up leg to come in. We are kind of at the bottom of that range, and we've had a really funny grind down with this pivot up here. We came down 25 pips, and we're at some support. So we could expect to see a leg come back up at this point. Or we could break down, then have to start taking some losses on the following layers. So if it broke down, I would start adding layers down here, and I'd find some more points along here. Oh, what's going on? There'd be another spot there, another spot down here, and then we've got this trend line in here as well. So if we came down here, we would buy on these spots, and we'd be buying heavier. And then as we take profits, we'll take losses on these upper trades. But at the moment, because we're still inside that range, and we know that 20 pips is easy, I'm not really going to take losses on these ones just yet. So we'll just see if we can start coming back up. We've got a turn coming in right now. And then David, what I'm trading here is an FTMO evaluation account. We just beat the first level yesterday. We had $1,000 in the account yesterday, and then today, well, yesterday I put some more money in this new account. So we're on the phase 2 of the evaluation. So this is the second evaluation account, and now we just have to hit $500. So now we're just up, almost hitting that 150 mark. So just $350 more to go, and we'll beat this account, and that will get us a live FTMO trading account, which is the goal. That's what I've been hoping to accomplish with you guys, the people that show up here in the mornings. Or for Vin, it's the afternoon. Feeling pretty good about my system, just building towards a challenge. It's always a great thing to learn more and possibly incorporating parts of it into my plan. Yep, that's definitely just how we grow as traders, for sure. But it's really good to hear that you've got a good system, something that just seems to work for you, and then you can build on it and change it just slightly, just make your little adjustments. 10 minutes to the New York, the stock market open. Yep. 10 minutes to that market open. Probably see some more, a little bit more volatility coming back. Yeah, David, it looks like you're well on track. It's just a long journey. Most people don't understand how big and long this journey can be. Or all the trades you have going. Yes, all of them have 50 pip stop losses. But in the event that we go and hit the first stop loss, the whole series gets shut down. So I also have a 2% equity protection running in the background. I'm just gonna buy this dip right here because this is one of my favorite trades right in here. Okay, so we had a bull run up, and then this is the first pullback on that. And so this is one of my favorite trade setups. It's a high probability one. Getting that first pullback and then the first retracement is a high probability. And this one is also not working right as we speak too. It's kind of like this one. I had done it here and it didn't work, but I mean, that's just the way it is. They don't always work. But we have a system in place that it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to hit all of them with the way that we're trading here. Okay, I'm going to take another one and I'll grab another one if we come back down to the red line. But yeah, I was saying there was an early stop loss trigger, but that makes sense. Yeah. So I've got a 2% equity protection that will just shut the thing down. Usually the 2% lines up with hitting my first stop loss. So either the stop loss we hit and we just close manually, or if there's a crazy run, I've got this protection in the background that will just trigger and stop everything out. So it's the safety net is in place. 2% loss. But when things go right, we just manage the risk and take the losses in our own timing. And so usually my rule is when we get into the third layer of trades, that's where I'll start taking losses on the top side. But in this case, in our current range, I'm going to say that we're not really going to take any losses on these ones until we break this range, this bottom here. So everything above there is just like fair, good trading if we're above this line. But if we drop below, we'll have to start taking losses on these upper trades. And we're 5 minutes to the market open. And the volatility is super good. There's so many opportunities for trading. But I was telling and showing Vin with all those price cycles that you really got to understand the price cycles so that you don't get hurt with the landscape of the market that's shifted since the start of this week. If you can adapt to the changing price cycles, then there's lots of good opportunities with the way the market is right now. Okay, so we now had a pivot low come in here, and it's actually this funny candle right here. That's currently the nadir candle on this up leg. So if we can break above that wick, that would be the 3-bar reversal. Okay, we've got a candle closing right on the top, right on it, and we're just breaking it now. So if this candle can close above, then that's officially a 3-bar reversal. And we just hit that target too. Do you have a fixed take profit or use the ATR for your targets? Sorry if I'm asking. No, ask a lot of questions. Don't stop asking the questions, David. Yeah, so I was explaining that I generally use a 2-pip take profit, but because the volatility's jumped up quite a bit, I've got a 3-pip take profit on right now. So 3-pip take profits, and they're hitting every few minutes on average. And I was saying that with those price cycles we measured, you can easily go up to 10-pip targets or even 20 pips, but on average, it will take you 40 minutes to move the 20 pips. So we've got 3-pip take profits on, and so we hit those 3-pip take profits every few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. But I love the questions. Keep them coming. It helps us all grow together. Really good questions. Yeah, the market's fun when you can when it becomes less random. It starts to make sense, and you understand that the language that the chart is presenting to you. Then it just becomes more fun, and you start to do better. The challenge is always good, but it becomes more fun when you become better at it. And it just takes, for some people, it takes a long time. I know that myself, I've been at it for over 10 years now, but I know that there's other people that have been at it for over 10 years and still don't quite have their consistency locked in. And then it seems like for the odd YouTuber, they seem to be able to get it in 1 or 2 years, and then they seem to have it. But I know that it's actually a very unlikely situation, and there might be the odd person that gets it really quick. Maybe they find a really simple system that works for them and they can get it pretty quick, but for the majority of us, it just takes a long time. I think it also helps to have a mentor that understands you. Your personality is a big part of your trading, so having somebody that understands you is an important thing. I've been at it for 8 years next month. Oh man, I commend you for hanging in there. Absolutely. That's so good that you've been at it for 8 years. That means you're serious, and you're going to make it. If you haven't already, it seems like you're really close if you're not already, but don't stop now. It just takes that long. Many of us takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, 12 years. So you're right in that in that sweet spot where you're going to be starting to find a lot of good consistency. And it just seems insane for most people to work so hard for so long and not make money. But that's the nature of having like a really good dream job. It just takes an incredible amount of dedication. Okay, if we can pop back down to the red line, I'll take another long. Just get my finger on the trigger, and I kind of just missed that one spot. Okay, there should be another chance. Vin and I were talking just before you came in. Also, I'm gonna start doing a couple more YouTube videos for the channel. I've got a lot of lives on the YouTube channel, but I don't have like regular videos yet. So I was telling Vin that at the end of 2025, I learned one of my most important lessons for my trading career, and I'm probably going to do a video about that. And that was that I personally just can't have daily goals to hit personally because, whoa, sorry, my kids are kind of noisy at the moment. But having a daily goal just really messes with my head, because if I start to not hit it, I start doing things that I shouldn't do. I start oversizing and over trading to try and hit my goal. And so for me, I just can't have a goal. Like I was saying, at the end of 2025, I was trying to level up an account before Christmas, and I was starting to fall short, and I was running out of time, and then I started to overtrade and oversize, and then I crashed so hard right before Christmas. I'd gone months with really good trading, and then as I was not making my goal, I just crashed so hard. But that lesson was so important for me to take with me into this year and say that I just can't have a goal. I can't have a daily goal. I can't have a weekly goal. All I can do is just follow my rules, and I get what I get. And that was a super big, important lesson for me. And it may not be the same for you. That's the thing with trading. We're all different. So, but the trick is recognizing what things are important and not important for you. Okay, I didn't quite get to add one more trade in there. And we have what seems to be another pivot, a higher pivot low coming in. So we had this little nadir candle right here and a 3-bar reversal when we had this bar close with its body above. So we've got an official turn there on the 1-minute chart, and that's opening up the door for an up leg. You can see this candle's picking up big time. I'm going to add a buy on the dips here. This could be news, or this could just be the market opening. We're 5 minutes in. This could be actually, this is really interesting. I'm going to quickly check Forex Factory. This feels like news at the moment. Also going to buy it because we're hitting those lows. And then if we hold below that, I'm going to have to start taking losses on those upper trades. Not seeing anything coming in. 9:45, so 10 minutes we have final services. That's a yellow folder. And then 10 a.m. So in 25 minutes we have ISM services. So I don't know, this could just be people stepping into the market. I'm gonna buy here. It's a big candle though. That candle is, wow, 17 pip candle. It's a big 1-minute candle. Okay, taking profits on those bottom ones. Just gonna see if this comes all the way back up. It might, because it was such a big candle kind of just out of nowhere. Set targets for the trade and then let the market give or take what it wants to. Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. Red folder. Yeah, I'm seeing that the next red folder is in like 23 minutes. ISM. So I don't know what this candle, is there a red folder right now that I didn't see? Sometimes Forex Factory just doesn't have all the events. David, are you seeing that there's another event right now? Okay, you're seeing the same thing in 20 minutes. Yeah. Just a huge candle though. This is just good volatility. Like this is what I love trading. Like I don't think there's any particular reason for that other than that we've got really good volatility in the market, and the war seems to be what really triggered it over the weekend and into the start of the week. But now we've just got all kinds of participants in the market, and it is healthy trading. I stay clear of red folders, no entry 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after. Good rule. Definitely a good rule. Especially if it's working for you. I tend to trade right through them, and you'll see occasionally I will just end up losing. It's just the way it is. I just trade through them. Generally, I know that with my stop losses and my take profits, on average, my probability is good that I'm going to win. So I'll trade through the red folders, knowing that probably I'll win, but I don't win all the time. So it's just the way it is. So we'll see. Like, I don't know. I'll definitely still be here for that red folder in 20 minutes. And we'll see if take a loss, or maybe we take some small wins before that, and I can maybe get out of some of those trades. If I can, I sometimes will just try and be out of the market before the red folders, but oftentimes I'm just already in the market. So just deal with it. David, I'm just on the 1 minute chart. Are you seeing the 1 minute chart on my MT5? Okay, I'm gonna buy the spot right here. I couldn't tell what time frame. Oh yeah, yeah. So it's just the 1 minute chart. But we broke down. We started at the daily chart, and it's covered in lines and and stuff now, so it's kind of hard to see. But we had those daily candles at the start of the week, and then we've got this rebound midweek, which is a very common rebound. And then we've got the hourly. Excuse me, I'm just getting, voice is getting tired of talking. This grind back up on the hourly chart. And then this is where we are on the 1 minute chart. And it's a really like messy type chart right now on the 1 minute chart, but this is really good for my type of trading. There's so many trading opportunities. Yeah, midweek reversal. So I don't know if we're gonna get. I was saying, I was telling Vin that I was thinking that at some point we should try this halfway mark on this down push. So we pushed all the way down for the first 2 days, and we've been creeping back up. And I'm thinking we should get to the halfway mark before we either head back down or decide that it wants to go back up. But we're kind of at an in between mark, I think. If I just put a fib on here, yeah, we're just hovering around the 38 level. We've even broken it a bit, so I think we should go and try the 50 level, which is right there. But we'll see. I don't know. Trying to break out of the range on the lower side here, so we're gonna have to start taking some losses. If I can find some more profits down here, I'll start taking losses off the top sides of these. If we start holding below. So I'm going to add a couple trades on this line. Probably get into 3. It's not letting me get in just yet. And we're just in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. So it's no big deal if we get to the news and it wants to go and run to the stop losses. It's fine. It just is what it is. It won't be a huge loss. Okay, just hit another profit target. I'm gonna buy that again right in here. And do one more. So I've got 2 here. Now I'll get into another 2 back on that line. And if I can get these targets to hit, I will just probably take one off the top so we don't have to go up as high. But I imagine if we get an up leg at all during the news, these targets all fire off for profits. That is if it's an up leg. If we get a strong down leg, I'm going to be maybe in a bit of trouble. But we will see. Currently with my 3 pip take profits, we're earning $1.50 per trade. See what the red, yeah, Ben, we'll see what the red folder does. Lots of wicks on top on the hour chart. Yeah, so it could send it down. Could, I don't know. I don't have like a strong bias at the moment. I feel like you can make money both ways. Both sides of the market are good opportunities both sides. So I'm kind of just hoping that that red folder doesn't just go fully directional. I mean, to the downside. Okay, I'll buy one here again. I missed closing out that top trade. I wanted to close it, but I was talking. 1, 2. I'm going to add one more, have 3 down here. Okay, so 3 on this level. Now just got to hold. See if it breaks down lower. Pardon me, I just got to take my wife and I are doing our little cleanse, so I've got my daily drinks. We have lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper mixed into our drinks, and we're just drinking these drinks all day, every day for 2 weeks, and helps to clean out your body and create a more alkaline environment for puts your body into the state of regeneration and healing. So do you divide your daily risk between several trades? Lots of trades. I generally will give myself, like, if I hit my stop loss, I'll generally give myself two options to hit stop losses. So if it runs and hits stop loss, I'll still come back and trade. And then if it just hits again, I'll usually just call it a day. And generally that's a pretty bad day. That's an unlikely day, but they have happened. They happened actually, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. The market was in like such a funky spot, and I hit my stop losses multiple times during the week. It was not fun. Took a bunch of losses. Okay, if we can just hit these targets, I'm going to take off that top one for a loss. If we can just get those. We've got 10 minutes still. I hit one target, so I'll add it back in if it drops down. Add that one back on. Yeah, sometimes though my risk, I understand I have a 2 trade a day rule. Okay, yeah, you got a 2 trade a day rule. Nice. Sometimes if I just, like during the news, if I'm only just in a light position, it won't be a 2% loss when I hit my stop losses. Like if I've got like 4 or 5 trades on and I hit my first stop loss, it's not going to be 2%. It shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be hitting 2%. So I'll just stop out and just take a few minutes and let it reset, and then I'll just keep going. It's kind of like easier to keep trading if it's not a full 2% loss. But if the move has been grinding and grinding a long ways, and I'm like max position size in like 30 trades, then that's going to be a 2% loss. All right, we hit that layer, so I'm going to just close that bad one out for an $8 loss and get that off the books. So if we look at the history, got like $1.50, $1.75 over and over and over. There's a bunch of Okay, we're 6 minutes and 30 seconds to ISM. And I want this to drop down so I can build back into it, because oftentimes in these last few minutes before the news, it's all good and volatile, lots of up and down movement. So I want it. I want to get some more opportunities. And if the market, if it does run up and it's a big leg, I'll probably also fade that. So I'll probably short the top of that market also. This is going to be probably really high volatility, I would think. Okay, I'm just going to add one right here. And I'll get into 2 or 3 more down on the bottom again. And then we have Bank of Canada Governor Macklem speaks also. That's in another half an hour. I don't know if he'll make the market move too much or not, but this ISM will definitely make the market move. It should make the market move. Okay, coming into those bottoms again, I'm going to buy and buy 2, and I'm going to get one more if it pushes down one more time. Okay, 4 minutes to ISM. 'Keeps pressing down though. It looks like it wants to drop. I'm quite curious to see what kind of response we get on this news, because I just don't have any idea. Not a clue. Two minutes and 30 seconds. Two minutes. There's some profit on that. I'm going to just take off that top trade for a loss. Just keep that risk low. So I went into just a little drawdown, just a little bit below that 150, but that's totally fine. There's going to be tons of opportunities to make that back. Just want to keep that risk in check as we enter into that news. I'm going to just extend one of these profit targets further out, and just in case I'm on the right side of it, make a little bit more money on that. All right, 1 minute to ISM services, PMI. It's good for the dollar. $56. Forecast was 53.5. We're at 56.1. So not a crazy event, but definitely positive on the dollar. Buy this again. And it might drop here, so I'm going to just take it easy for the moment. I don't know if this is, it seems like this is not a catalyst for a big move at the moment. So I think the technicals of the chart are going to play in, like this uptrend, I think should prop us up for another up leg still. Like the bears had their chance to run with it there and they didn't take it. So I think we're going to just keep following the way the chart's moving along. Yep, it's green for the dollar. But surprisingly, nobody's doing much with it just yet. So I'm going to bring that target back down and put it here. Just play that as normal. Okay, on the dips, I'm going to try and grab up some more buys on the bottoms. Right here. One. I'm going to get into another one. If it drops down. Another target hit. Okay. Finger on the trigger again. If it drops down, I'll buy it up again. One here. Okay, another one right here. And we're pressing in to try and break all these bottoms again. So if it does break, we'll let it run and not trade for a little bit. And then I'll have to work my way out of it. Just back out to the 5-minute chart for a sec. There's decent support right in here, especially some trend support coming in. So I don't know if it's going to break down. We could see a pretty good leg down if it decides to break, especially if it can get through this trend line. But then we've got all these support points also. So I don't know. Definitely, you can make money on both sides. And now that it's come down a good ways, I'm more comfortable to short it now too. When we were up here in these ranges, I wasn't so uh, keen to short it because if it broke up, then there was a good chance it could keep running. But now that it's come down, we've got a lot of resistance points to work with to the short side. Okay, as we get down to that trend line, I'm going to buy that spot pretty good. So we'll get into probably 4 trades. 4 trades right in here, if it can get down there. And this is the time of the day when we usually see a run. Usually get a pretty good leg one way or the other. So just want to be cognizant of that. And so far, we've just been chopping. The whole New York session has just been chop. I want to take both sides actually, just because there's so many opportunities on both sides of the market. That opens the door for an up leg. So we'll see if we get that. Just gonna get ready to buy it one more time if it drops. Right here. Okay. And now is it gonna break back down again? And hitting targets. And another big rejection to the downside that time. engulfing candle to the upside. Tried to break below again and it got rejected, so I'm going to just buy this again because that's a pretty directional candle and an indication of the next leg. So I'm buying it based off of that, not so much because it was in a perfect spot, because as it dipped back down, I just wanted to gather up a little bit more. And we're hitting some targets. I'm going to do that again if it drops. Okay, and we've got to close above that red line now too. So we've really got a good turn in the market. Target hit. Hey, Vin, thanks a whole bunch for coming. Yeah, you have a really good rest of your day. Always good to have you. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks much for showing up. And let me know if you want me to do that Tokyo session. I think I'm gonna probably just plan to do it Thursday night for us East Coast guys. The Tokyo session on Friday, or so Friday morning for Europe. I'm going to do a live trading session for the Tokyo session on Friday. So yeah, have a good one, Vin. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to still finish trading this out. I'm going to buy this up one more time here. My goal now is to try and just hit some of these targets and close out to finish it up. That's the goal. Okay, one more here. Okay, there's another target hit. Got another target right on that red line, I think. Yep, another target hit. And are we going to get a break to the upside now? We're rounding that bottom. Kind of feels like it's time for an up leg, because we've been grinding down for we've been grinding down for 130 minutes. So 2 hours now we've been heading down, and we've covered about 30 pips. So my gut tells me that the next leg is an up leg still of some sort. And we've got that trend line supporting it on the bottom side. So let's just hold on to these targets for a sec. I think we should see a pop-up. Right on the 300, 16300 level right there. That's just where it's bouncing right now. If we can cross back over, and then should be a good chance for some follow through, but it's got to pass through that spot. It's like the midway point of this range over here and this range here. Okay, just hit that target. And a strong close above that line now, heading back into the other half of this consolidation range. So these highs are now becoming a high probability. So let's just see if we can hit those. Starting to see a bit of momentum. So if it pulls back, I'll buy it again. And just extend this take profit right to here. And I think I've got another target hiding in here. Do I? There we go. Let's just put these on these highs right here. See if we can hit that. We know on average that 20 pips is really easy for the market to get to. So let's see how much we've climbed up from this pivot. We're now at 16, 17, so that should be very easy to get to. Let's just see if we hit that. What time Friday are you doing Tokyo session? So I think I'm gonna do the right on the open. So I think that will be 7 p.m. Eastern. Or is it 6 p.m. Eastern now? See, our times are changing this weekend, and that kind of throws me off. So let's figure that out, because now I'm not totally sure. I guess we can just use the internet to tell us. Okay, so I think it is 7 p.m. on Friday, which is Thursday night for us. David, you're in the States, right? I'm in Canada, but I'm on the East Coast, so for me, it's 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Falls back on Sunday. Just slowly pushing back up. And targets hit a session. So let's see what we made. That was a pretty good one. We did so 10,165.12, and we started the session out at 10,133.51 cents. So $31. And divide that by 10,133.51 times 100. So we're at 0.32 0.32% gain in the account today. So that's a solid finish today. So we'll call that a day. A good session. And it's so good to have you this morning, David. I'm doing this every day, every weekday. So if you want to join in, and it's good to have you. If not, you just do your thing. I don't know what your schedule's like, but I'm doing this every day. And then we're going to do a special one on Thursday night or Friday morning for the Tokyo session. So, yep, we put 0.32% in the account in that couple hours. So it's all right. We can do maybe a little bit better, but I mean, there's nothing we just followed the rules and we got what we got. It's a good session. So if you have anything else you want to add, now's a good time. Otherwise, we'll just wrap that up and do it again tomorrow. do the same thing every weekday.